It's Sunday afternoon, about 2:30 on October 26, 2025. I'm Todd Dunn, and today I am aboard my 1973 Allied Princess 36 Seaquestor. And yes, the boat is still in the water. So I thought I'd explain what's been going on. I was fairly active posting for the first half of the month, and then my YouTube life came to an end for a little while. Why is that? Well, on the 15th, I developed a gastrointestinal bleed. We don't know what caused it. The hospital thinks I took too much ibuprofen, but I only took 2 pills. And anyway, that sent me to the hospital, to the emergency room. And while I was there, they noticed that my right leg was swollen up pretty badly. So they did an ultrasound on it and to see if they could see why it was swollen. And lo and behold, the reason it's swollen is that I have 2 blood clots in my right leg, one just below the knee and one just above the knee. And they've apparently been there for a while. They think it dates back to when the leg started swelling up in July. So anyway, they took me into the hospital on the 15th. And I spent the next 6 days there while they were, one, trying to stabilize the GI bleed. Didn't want me to bleed to death. And then once they were sure I wasn't bleeding anymore, they put me on a blood thinner or anticoagulant drug and watched me for a couple of days and then let me come home this last Monday. Well, I was scheduled to haul the boat out Tuesday morning, which was a good time to do it, but I had not had time to finish prepping the boat for haul out because I was in the hospital and I could not do things that needed to be done. So, and also, when I came out of the hospital, the combination of the bleeding event that I had and all the IV fluids they pumped into me had pushed my hemoglobin count way down, pretty close to the severe anemia level. So when I got out of the hospital, I was just weak. Walking up the stairs, one flight of stairs in the house to the main floor, wiped me out. So there's no way I could have driven the boat over for haul out the next day. And also some other things happened. While I was in the hospital, our kitty, Blackie Blackfur, injured his left eye somehow. And my wife, with the assistance of our next door neighbor, took him to the vet. And the vet looked at him, gave her some antibiotic ointments to put on his eye. And she did that. But by Wednesday morning, his eye looked terrible. And he was getting worse, not better. So we took him back into the vet, who had a look at him and said, well, we're going to keep him overnight and make a decision. His eye may need to come out. So anyway, they kept him overnight, and the next morning his eye had developed several basically puncture wounds in it. Not really wounds, but places where it had ruptured. So they took his eye out Thursday morning of this last week. And we picked him up late that afternoon, about 4:30, and brought him home. And he is recovering at home. He is doing a lot better, but I think he's a little depressed by only having one eye. And also, he's in some post-surgical pain. So anyway, that's what I've been doing for the last week and a half, or almost. And since I got out of the hospital, despite the extreme weakness, I did manage to winterize all the systems on the boat except the engine. That meant I had to crawl into the cockpit locker and disconnect the water heater and basically take it out of the coolant loop so I wouldn't end up filling it up with non-toxic antifreeze, which is a royal pain to get out in the spring. And it also uses a lot. So anyway, I winterized the water system, and the hard part of dealing with the water heater was getting out of the cockpit locker, but I managed. But I was totally drained after that. I had to sit in the cockpit for 20 minutes before I could even walk up to my car, so which is only about 100 yards. So anyway, that's what's up. I was back on a boat. I've been back on the boat every day since then, working on it, getting little things done. Today, I made sure all the halyards were tied off properly on the masts, and I took the triadic stay down, which goes from the top of the main to the top of the mizzen, but I have a line attached to it to pull it down. And it worked great, except that while I was pulling it down, it's the very end of it looped itself into almost a knot. But I was able after a little while to get it out, and it's down now. So at this point, the only thing that remains to be done before we haul the boat out, our only things are, one, I have to take the Dodger off, but we're leaving it up until we get a new haul date because it's supposed to rain this coming week, and our companionway slide leaks a little bit if it rains directly onto it, and the Dodger keeps the water off the companionway slide so it doesn't leak. So we'll leave the Dodger up until the night before haul out, or maybe even the day of haul out, depending on the weather and what time of day the haul out is scheduled for. I have not yet heard from the boat hauler when they're going to be able to haul the boat out. Probably, well, it might happen this coming week, although the weather is supposed to get pretty nasty Thursday and Friday. And so it may be the 1st of November before, or early November before it comes out. So that's what's up, and that's what I have been doing, and why I have not been posting. I simply haven't had the energy. So anyway, I'm going to get off the boat for today, and I'll show you what it looks like now, ready to haul, except for the Dodger, which is a 10-minute job to take down. And I feel okay about waiting. Well, here's Seaquestor, ready to haul out, except for the Dodger, which, as I explained, we'll leave on until just before haul out. Everything is done. Sails are off. I'm really glad I took them off before I ended up in the hospital, because I simply don't have the energy to do it now. And because of the blood clots, I'm not supposed to strain my right leg if I can avoid it. The marina's pretty empty now, as you can see, with the exception of the barge and a lobster boat, a couple lobster boats, and that schooner. Every boat on Sea Dock there is a recreational boat that's going to be hauled by Hinckley's, and just a couple boats left here, and down here just a few. So everybody is ready for the end of the season, because it is the end of October. So pretty much all these boats, all of the non-commercial boats, will be gone within the next week. Today's a perfect day to haul out, except the boatyards don't work on Sunday. No wind, reasonably high tide, and just a good day to haul, but nobody's moving today. Okay, so that's that. Seaquestor is, as I said, ready to haul out. I just have to take the Dodger down, which is just a couple minutes work, and I will do that. If it doesn't rain and it isn't wet, I'll probably take it down the morning of haul out, because it only takes about 10 minutes to take it down and put it away. Other than that, she's ready to come out. Everything's winterized except the engine, which of course we can't do until we motor over for haul out. But if I get there a few minutes before they're ready to haul me out, I'll probably do it alongside at the dock while I'm waiting for the trailer to pull the boat out. And this year is going to be very different from previous years. I've always helped unstep the masts in the past, and I simply can't do it this year. So yeah, so the yard is going to do everything once I get the boat over to them. So that's it. The end of the 2025 season will happen soon. I don't know when, but certainly within the next 2 weeks. The boat is safe here at the marina, pretty much no matter what happens. Just double up the lines if it really blows. But she's well protected in here, and be good to leave her here until whenever haul out is this year. So that's it for this. I will shoot some video on haul out day, whenever that is. And at this point, I'll say thanks for watching.